Hello everyone, a huge and very warm welcome to the Mixed Media Emporium. As many of you know, I am co-hosting the Facebook group this year with Kylie and we've decided to change the name from Ninaribena's Art Journal Prompts and More, which was always a bit of a mouthful anyway, to the Mixed Media Emporium. And of course, you know, this is January's prompt that we're sharing with you today. Kylie and I will both be taking part in this prompt, and I'll leave the link to Kylie's video in the description box below for you. So as soon as you've finished watching mine, go and check to see what Kylie has decided to come up with. The prompts will go live on the first Sunday of each month. We're just doing one prompt in the Facebook group this year. You can do as many interpretations of the one prompt as you like. So if you want to post weekly, as we were doing last year, please feel free to do so. So let me share this month's prompt with you. One of the most popular prompts we did in the Facebook group last year was the mood boards, which you all thoroughly enjoyed. And so we've decided that we are going to do a collage theme of the mood board this month. I've decided to go with a vintage theme, and I've broken the papers that I'm going to use into two different piles. The pile on the left is my neutrals, so I've got things like book pages, music paper, old pieces of ledger paper, that kind of thing, all sort of, you know, various creams and black and white. So these are my neutrals, all different here, just to add various bits of interest. And then the pile on the right are my focal images and my more colourful pieces. So I've got a mixture of various coloured old vintage tickets here. You can see I'm going with a vintage theme this month. So some tickets, a couple of pieces of burlap that I thought might add some texture and interest to the piece, and then my focals. I've got some birds here. These are stickers that I got from In Love Arts. I'll leave the link to the sticker pack in the description box below for anybody who's interested. This is a bird from a piece of wallpaper. Then I've got some old vintage envelopes, and I've chosen these because of the colours of the stamps, which again I thought would add a nice focal. I probably won't use all of these. I'll have to choose one. And then this is some ephemera that I got from Eugene last year in Happy Mail. I've got a couple of doilies, the gold one and this off-white one here. And then some vintage style papers. And I've chosen these because the colours all go together really nicely. I'm trying to stick to 3 colours so that my piece doesn't get too busy. So I've got my 2 floral pieces here, which match really nicely. And then a couple of pages of birds. I don't know which sheet I shall use. I obviously won't use all of these. So let me just pull out some paper that I can use as a background, and let's get started. So I've pulled out some white cardstock to use as my base, and what I've decided on this envelope here because I like the brightness of the postage stamp, but I want to get rid of some of the bulk. So I'm just going to take this envelope apart. I'm just using a knife just so that I've got one layer of this envelope. So there we go. I'm also going to fussy cut the bird out of this page here. I've decided on this bird here because I like the yellow that matches the centre of the flowers on this piece here. And then I'm also going to cut some of these pieces here into smaller pages. So let's just cut this roughly in half. I've decided to just cut this. You could of course tear it if you wanted to, but I'm cutting mine just into some smaller sections like this. I'm also going to, as I say, fussy cut this bird, and I'm also going to cut some of these up as well. This is what I've got, and this is a lot more manageable now. So let me just run through these with you. So I've cut that piece there. I've got my envelope narrowed down to one layer to get rid of some of the bulk, a couple of pieces of the ledger paper taken from different parts. And you'll notice as well that I've cut these in different orientations as well, just to give me some interest. So they're different sizes, different some orientation, some landscape, some portrait. So those are the neutral pieces. And then of course I've got my focal images again, which I've tried to narrow down. I've cut these patterned paper into various different sizes as well to play around with. I won't be able to use all of these, of course, and I might end up doing 2 pages. Who knows? We'll see. So that is what I've got. I've cut some of the doilies up as well so that I can have a play around with these. I've cut a couple of the birds out. I fussy cut these apart from their feet because they were just too fiddly, but you know, that's absolutely fine. So let's push those to one side. I've got my piece of paper that I'll be using as my background, and now what I want to do, let me just pull these over just so that I can see what I've got to play with. And I just want to assemble these onto my page. I'm just going to play to start off with. Now, you see, I think I want that in the centre as my focal piece. I'm going to start off with the larger pieces. Then that one can go there, something like that. And it is just a case of playing with this until you're happy with the look. Now, one word of advice, because I know that some of you have said to me in the past that you find doing collage really intimidating. Try and stick to a selection of neutral pieces. And then as far as your coloured items go, just stick to maybe 3 or 4 different colours, all with the same kind of vibe and theme. And that way your piece will hopefully end up being cohesive. Which way round do I like that? I just absolutely love that red flower. So I'm just going to play with some of the larger pieces. What else have I got? I've got this piece here that could maybe go, which side do I like? Quite like, you see, again, I'm trying to make sure that I end up with a good selection of white space as well, just so that it doesn't get too busy. And I'm just going to keep playing with this. Where's that other focal image? I thought I might have that up in the corner there, something like that. But it is just a case, as I say, of just playing with your pieces until you're happy with the layout before you start gluing down. And then what I will do when I'm happy with the layout, I'll take a photograph, because you will never ever remember how you had everything positioned on the page. That's the hardest thing. So take a photograph. What else do I want to do? Maybe I can have another piece of the brown paper, and I'm trying to make sure as well that I've got things in 2s and 3s so that it looks cohesive. We can maybe have that longer piece there like that. I'm trying to vary the orientation of these as well. I love that. Maybe I can have that over the top like that there. What else do I want to do? And I'm just going to keep going until I'm happy with the layout. So I've played around with all of the pieces that I cut up, and I think I'm pretty happy with the layout that I've got here. I've just played around with it until it looks cohesive to my eye. And I've got things in 3s and 2s. So for instance, I've got 3 of the birds as the focal images. I've got the main postage stamp in the centre. I've got 3 of these pieces of paper, 2 of this one here. And I've just tried to make sure that everything is balanced nicely, and that I've got a good mix of white space going on as well, so that it's not too cluttered. So I have taken a photograph of this on my iPad. So there we go. And so I'm going to use that as reference, and I'm just going to use a glue stick to glue everything down. So this is how my collage is looking. Everything's glued down, and I just love how it looks. And you can see that I've inked around the edges of some of the pieces and not others, just to give it a bit of variety. Now, I just feel that I've got a couple of blank spaces that I want to fill, and I've got a bag just of stamped images, some on tissue paper, and I've pulled out a couple that I might be able to use. I've got this butterfly here that I thought might fill that gap. I've got a larger one here. These are just on tissue paper that I thought might go there. And then I've got a stamped butterfly as well, that I thought I might stamp one here. And then, of course, I just need something to fill this gap here. So let's glue these down first. I'm just going to use some matte medium to do that. So I've glued my butterflies down and stamped my mini one. And I just thought this little wildflower here from the Tim Holtz set would just go nice to fill that gap there. So I'm just using Memento ink, which is fade resistant, just to stamp that down. So I'm just going to have that there, I think, like that. Go for it. Now, I absolutely love how this looks, but I don't know, I feel that we've just got a few places of imbalance, and so I'm just going to stamp a few more of these small butterflies. I think we'll have one there, maybe, perhaps one there, and one off the page down here. So that is my finished collage masterboard, and I'm just going to finish off by inking around the edges, and that's it. All the gaps filled so that I can cut this up into smaller pieces. Now I'm back with my collage 4 days later. It's still absolutely manic over the festive season in my household. My husband doesn't go back to work until Monday. Today is Friday. I recorded this piece here on Tuesday, so there's been a bit of a gap in between. I just want to explain what stamp I used for these. I used a little music stamp. If I hold it like that, can you see it better? Just because I thought it went with the theme, and I didn't want to add any more butterflies, so that's where that one came from. And I've also started another collage as well, slightly different, but you know, still along the same lines. I've used some more papers that Eugene sent me in Happy Mail. This time I've used these two here for my focal pieces, and I've used the other bird and another one of the stickers from In Love Me Arts, another one of the envelopes as well. And I just absolutely love how this looks, but I just want to continue adding a few more pieces. So again, I've just pulled out some more ephemera from the pack of tickets that I had. I picked these up from a local antique store. I've got another piece of the journal paper that I thought I might add here, something like that. What else did I want to do? I've got another one of these tickets, and I thought that might look quite nice. Something like that. Another one of these stickers from In Love Me Arts that I thought I might pop down there. And another piece of the burlap, just one this time. And this is just the end of a piece of ledger, just with an inky dot. But I just absolutely love the way that looks. And so I think I'm going to glue those down. So I've glued my bits and pieces down, and I love how this looks. And all I want to add, I've got some more little mini birds and insects and things from a sticker set, and I'm just going to cut this bird out here because I just think it will be perfect. These are semi-translucent, as are the stickers that I got from In Love Arts, and they're just wonderful to use. And I think what I'll do, just so that I don't end up with any harsh lines, I'll just roughly fussy cut around it. So here's my second finished vintage collage. I just absolutely love how this one has turned out. So that's the second one. That's the first one I did. I love them both. And for those of you that are wondering what on earth I'm going to do with these, I'm going to cut them up into smaller pieces. I just think they'll make wonderful tags, postcards, card toppers, all kinds of things. I've got loads of ideas as to how I can use both of these. But before I start chopping into them, I will be scanning them and also taking them off to my local printers to get them photocopied. I might even have them photocopied onto rice paper as well, so we'll see how that works. So I hope you've enjoyed my interpretation of the Mixed Media Collage Mood Board. I'll leave the link to Kylie's video in the description box below for you, so do go and check out what she's been up to. Hopefully she's come up with something in a completely different style to mine, and I'm sure between us as well that we'll be sharing lots of ideas as to how we can use these in projects as the weeks go by. If you would like to follow along with our prompts in the Facebook group this year, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, in the description box below. If you're a beginner to mixed media, please don't feel intimidated. We're a really fun, friendly and encouraging group, as anyone will tell value, and I'm sure that you'll get lots of ideas and encouragement along the way. So if you've enjoyed my video, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, and that just leaves me to wish you all a very, very happy new year. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.